Hi there, so this is the fourth video in a little series of renovating the Ransomes Ajax Mk3 lawnmower from the early 1950s. Now, at the end of the last video, we said we were going to take these sides off and access it. Now, we have hit a little bit of a snag. Now, we've got the spanner on it, and I managed to loosen a little bit on this side, but this side is absolutely rock solid. So what I have done is I've sprayed with a little bit of WD-40 last night, this afternoon and this morning, but I do not want to strain it. So if you remember from our last video, we took the rollers off the front here, and that's what we're going to have a look at now. So just let me put this down and I shall come straight back to you and I'll show you the rollers. Now, these are the front rollers. I have loosened these just to save time. So they come off with these little nuts here. You just want a little adjustable on it, or just a flat spanner or something. And these will come off. Now, you'll notice that these are quite rusty, but not really, really rusty. And that is because I've been soaking them for the afternoon in distilled malt vinegar. Just in a little bit of a tub there. And that will actually take the rust off it very, very gradually. Now, I want to show you these rollers. Now, this is a kind of precision instrument. So if you just have a look at these, and you'll see this roller here is not really moving, and the rollers are just not great. They're not all the same size. So they would kind of do the job, but I am tempted to get some new rollers. Now, you're probably going to have these made. For a mower of this period, 1950s, you could use ash, beech or elm. Could even use oak. I mean, it kind of depends what you've got around or what somebody else has got. But the Ransomes mowers up to the late 1930s, they had ash that they used, and then they moved to beech in the late 1930s. So if you're doing a Ransomes Ajax Mk3 and you want it to be absolutely right, beech is what you need. Now I'm going to take this end off. Here we go, and you'll see all the dirt coming off it. And you can see all the dirt here, so we're going to give this a good clean. But let's just assume that we're going to keep these rollers, and it's really important to treat the rollers. Now, I've got some wood preserver here. It doesn't have to be this particular wood preserver. I'm just going to put a little bit on a cloth. It's a clear thing. I'm just going to dab a little bit on, and you do it with a brush, really. And this, as it says on the tin, prevents fungal staining, which is nice. For use against wood-destroying fungi, including dry rot and wood-destroying insects, which are definitely not our friend. Now, when you've done all that and you've left it for a little bit, boiled linseed oil is just what you want to really, and use this on anything outside. I'm not a great fan of painting stuff. I hate painting stuff. I just think it does no good at all. I'm just going to put a little bit here on here, and yeah, you're not really seeing it, but it will actually protect the wood and it will feed the wood, and linseed oil is the best thing to use. Now, I want to get these rollers looking a little bit nicer. Now, one little trick you can do, just give it a little bit of a spray with WD-40 and you'll bring a little bit of it up. Now, there is something else you can do, which is better. Once you've got just the kind of groggy bit off, is to use a little bit of metal polish. I've got a nice clean cloth here. Let's just put a little bit on here, on my hand, or on my little cloth, and I'm going to rub that in. And you can see that that is starting, you can see all the muck that's coming off here, and you can see that that's starting to clean up a little bit. Now, obviously this is a long, laborious task, and I thought, you know what, it would be so much easier to get a drill bit for this. So I have actually got a drill bit. Unfortunately, I got it off the internet, and when it said it was an inch, I thought it was an inch that went into the roller, and I was expecting a really nice big roller. However, this is what we're stuck with for the minute. The principle is the same. If you're using a drill, you're going to have stuff flying around. Always put a mask on. I've just plugged this in, but I will turn it on now. I've got it on a low setting, and I'm just going to... I'd be tempted to put this in a vise. I'm going to say, ideally I would put this in a vise and just use that, and I'm just going to keep rubbing that down, and you can come back to us another time and see how we're getting along with it.